Hello my good people, hope you're good. Welcome again to my channel. This is Paul, your guy Paul, having feuds, and welcome to this exciting video. Remember in the previous episode, that was episode 16, I had said this is where we made the worst decision, the worst mistake, that we even felt that we should not have done this trip. Now we are heading there. In this episode 17, we're actually going to see what happened. The first bad part, the first worst part is going to happen in this episode 17, and in episode 18, the worst and worst, the worst of worst, if there is such a word, the worst of worst is going to happen in episode 18. But on this episode, the worst is going to happen, and it's all because of this country, Zambia. If you have watched my videos, or if you haven't, go to my channel on episode I think episode 4. No, day 1 was in Kenya to Dodoma to Bear, day 2 Bear to Zambia, so that was day 3. Episode 3, go watch episode 3. We are going to see what happened while we were in Zambia. Same thing happened while we are trying to enter Zambia. It happens again. Okay, so just sit back, relax, and let's watch and see what happened, and see what is this worst that happened. Zambia. I don't know why you people, you are trying my patience. Why are you trying my patience? Oh, okay. Anyway, guys, away from that, you're going to get there soon. Okay, this video is around 57 minutes, so guys, sit back, relax. Now, plan of the day, we are going to do Rundu is in Namibia. We are currently in Rundu, where we spent the night. Accommodation was 500 Namibian dollars. 500 Namibian dollars. You can convert that into Kenya shillings. We stayed in one of the guest house. Remember, in the southern region, the southern African countries, they don't provide breakfast in most hotels. I know some of you in the comment section, especially in South Africa, they told me that there are some hotels that provide breakfast. Surprisingly, all the hotels that we stayed in a guest house, we stayed in hotels, we stayed in Airbnbs, we stayed in I don't know, all sorts of accommodation, and we were never served breakfast in all of those scenarios. Okay, even in one of the posh hotels in Cape Town that we paid around, I think around 2000 rent, there was breakfast was not inclusive. Okay, so plan of the day, Rundu, which is in Namibia. Today we are doing a border crossing. When I say a border crossing, especially as you are approaching East Africa, just know it's going to be a messy day. So today is a messy day. Today we are doing a border crossing. We are going to enter Zambia, but now we are going to enter Zambia on the border of KATIMA MULILO. Yeah, something of that sort. I think it's called KATIMA MULILO border crossing. That is in Sesheke. We are going to spend the night in Sesheke. Okay. It's a total distance of 524 kilometers. 524 kilometers. So as I said, accommodation was 500 in Rundu. Food and drinks, we spent 205 Namibian dollars. There's fuel we fueled 949 Namibian dollars. Yeah, that is our expenses for the day 17. Remember, this is day 17, episode 17. So each episode represents a single day. So the drive started well. We started the journey at around 10 a.m. We did not wake up that early, because after all, the distance, we're only doing 524 kilometers. That's quite a very short distance. Remember, I liked fueling at engine whenever we had that chance. So this is engine, where we fueled 949 Namibian dollars, sorry. So after the fuel, we decided to proceed with the journey. And something else I noticed about the fueling in Namibia, they don't offer you the same customer service as it was the case in South Africa. South Africa had the best fueling experience, I would say. The best fueling experience, whereby in that garage, they call it garage, not like here in Kenya. In Kenya, we call it petrol station. And I think in East Africa, we call them petrol station. It all depends, I think, with the colonizers. We are colonized by, I think, the British, the Britons, and things like that. Okay, so we call them petrol station in Kenya. In South Africa, here is the experience. Let me tell you the experience, guys. My Kenyans, I know my Kenyans wale hamjafika huko. Here the experience. You walk in or you drive into a petrol station, you stop your car there, and then they are going to fuel. Remember, they have RON 95 petrol and ppm, I think ppm 55 diesel. I don't know what that means, but for the RON 95, that one I'm very much aware. It's what Shell here tries to sell to us as V-Power, which is nowhere. Anyway, let me not say much. I don't want lawsuits. Anyway, now as your car is being fueled, they wash your windscreen, the front and the tailgate. They wash the windscreen, the front and the back. Not just washing. Here is a catch. After washing, they wipe with a tissue paper, a tissue cloth, like the one found in kitchen. They wipe with a tissue paper or a tissue cloth, like the one found in kitchens. They wipe it dry. Like they have big rolls of tissue at each pump. Huh? Something else. They check your fuel, the tire pressure. While your car is still in the same position at the pump, the same pump, they check your tire pressure. Each pump has its own tire pressure gauge. So they check if they need to top up, they top up. If they need to deflate kiasi, they deflate. That is an awesome experience. And there are no people hooting at you at the back. There are no people trying to rush you to, or even the attendants. You see, like here in Kenya, I think there is something about Kenya. It's about culture. There's something about Kenya. Kenya, everything is done in a rush, especially if you are from Nairobi. Kenya, everything is done in a rush. Even in a petrol station, you are fueled. If you are taking time to pay, the fuel attendant is going to tell you to drive to maybe a reserved area or in a parking in that petrol station to wait there as you process your payments so that the next car can enter. But I think it all boils down to the vehicles. I know statistically, South Africans own more vehicles than Kenyans. That is, if you are to take 1,000 South Africans, a huge number of them will be owning vehicles as compared to 1,000 of Kenyans. That one, statistically, that one is correct. But like in reality, or what do you say? In reality, there are more cars in Kenya. I think it's because Kenya is relatively small in size in terms of landmass is small, and especially Kenya being an arid and a semi-arid, meaning that 3/4 of the Kenya landmass is generally desert. I would say that it's not arable, and there are very few people, like in the northeastern Kenya, like the places like Garissa, Wajir, the population there is quite low, and most people are concentrated on the remaining quarter of the landmass of Kenya. So that means all the resources, all the vehicles, like almost all the resources, let me just use the word, all the resources are concentrated on that quarter part of Kenya landmass. So that is where there is hyper population. There is congestion. Like even if we talk about cars, that is where there are very many cars in the quarter part of Kenya than we would say in South Africa. So that customer service in South Africa cannot work in Nairobi. Let me tell you why it cannot work in Nairobi. When you enter or when you drive into a petrol station, you are allowed to stay there a maximum of like not even 10 minutes. 10 minutes, it's even longer. Like once the tenant is done filling your car, whether it's full tank or whatever much of the amount of fuel you want, once they are done, you're supposed to like to drive ahead and the next person to enter. Okay, because cars are many and that would create a crazy traffic jam. If that customer service is to be practiced in Kenya, it would create a crazy traffic jam on the road, because the jam would spill from the pumps, the petrol pumps, all the way to the highway. And I'm sure the authority, the police, traffic police, will not want that to happen. Also, the business owners, like the franchisers, like the Shell and Engine and the likes, do not want that to happen, because Kenyans are very impatient. Kenyans are very impatient, and they're not going to queue. They are going to the next petrol station. And since you don't want to lose any customer, you don't want to lose business, what you're going to do, you're going to try and move as fast as possible. Even in groceries, that is in the supermarket. In Kenya, we call it supermarket. In some other countries with American influence, they call it grocery or convenience store. Here in Kenya, we don't call it that way. In supermarkets, Kenyans rush, like they do everything in hurry. Like even while you are paying or when your products are being scanned, like they are scanned at a supersonic speed. You're supposed to pay fast. If you don't pay fast, the people behind you are going to get angry. They're going to start making noises at you, and you're not going to like the experience. You're not going to like the experience, I'm telling you. You're not going to like the experience. So Kenya things move fast. That one I would say. Like everything moves fast. Even the drivers, the only challenge we have is roads. We don't have the roads South Africans have. Reason being, our highways have speed bumps. I think that is why we have 1,000 speed bumps. And Kenyan speed bumps are the size of mountain table, the South African mountain table in Cape Town, or Mount Kilimanjaro in TZ, or Mount Kenya in Kenya. You see that size of the hill? That is the size of speed bumps on our highways. That is what we have to drive over every time we are driving on our Kenyan highways. Remember, my international viewers, I told you that once I'm back in Kenya, I'm going to do a complete country tour. A complete country tour. I'm going to tour the whole of Kenya. I'm going to tour the whole of Kenya. Kenya, we have 47 counties. I'll start with the counties the way they are now. Okay, not chronologically like 1, 2, 3, 4, because they do not border each other in that order. But I'll try and have an itinerary whereby counties that border each other, I do them at the same time. And I'll give you all the episodes and the itinerary so that if you're in Kenya, you can join me, okay? Then after that, we are going to do, what do you call it? Some other trips. Like you're going to do Mount Kenya Drive. If you want to do Mount Kenya Drive, if you want to go to Lake Ellis, yeah, you can let me know on the comment section, or you can find me on my social media handles. Go to my description on my channel. You're going to find the links on my social media handles, be it be Facebook, be it be Instagram, be it be X, be it be TikTok. So you can go there. You can inbox me and tell me you're interested to join me. All you need for the start, we're not going to charge. We're not going to charge you anything, but it's self-drive. You need to have your car and a reliable car. For the Lake Ellis in Mount Kenya, you need to have a 4x4 car. 4x4 car. You also need to have a towing rope. If possible, you need to carry a spade, kijiko. Carry some gumboots if it's on a rainy season. Carry some gumboots and also carry some snacks, because we may get stuck there and we may spend the night in the forest. So that is it. I'm just giving you a heads up. Anyway, guys, this is Namibia. Let's continue enjoying this drive across Namibia as we approach KATIMA Mulilo border. That is the border between Namibia and Zambia. Remember, out of all the countries we have traveled, 7 of them, if there is a border that has messed us big time, is when we are entering Zambia. Whenever we are entering Zambia, it's always a hell. Like always a hell on earth. Like it's hell, 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 hell on earth. So I don't know what's up with entering Zambia. I don't know. I don't think even entering heaven is going to be that difficult. I don't think entering heaven is going to be that difficult, as it is the case of entering Zambia with a foreign vehicle. If you have a foreign vehicle, and probably if you're not from the SADC region, I don't know if it's the case with my people from South Africa, because I came across so many cars. But surprisingly, there are so many cars that are driven from South Africa all the way to Kenya, and they are imports. You know, so most South Africans buy cars with, I mean, zero mileage cars. So when they use them for like 5-6 years, we Kenyans, we import the same car from them to Kenya, and in most cases they come by the road. So guys, make sure you subscribe. Let's enjoy this drive together, and let's hope you're going to grieve with me as we try to enter Zambia. Signage. So here, okay, we are still in Namibia. Today we are exiting Namibia to Sesheke border to Zambia, and whenever there is a pothole, they always put a signage to let you know that there is a pothole. And in school zones, the speed limit is 90, as you can see ahead. The speed limit is 90. Reason being, there is a school. You see those two kids going to school? There is a school. So that is the speed limit here in Namibia. In school zone is 90 degrees. Not degrees, 90 kilometers per hour. I don't know where I'm getting 90 degrees from. So after you are done with the school zone, you're given back your speed. You can see ahead, they're telling us you can do 100. Then like after 100 meters, you're told you can continue pressing your gas pedal to 120. So that is how they want you to travel here. One thing I would note about the local neighbors here, I don't want to sound insensitive, but people here are struggling. You can see on both sides of the road. Okay, here we are somehow in a bush area. I'll try and show you in a town area, or in a place that has high population, and you're going to see people here. Most people that I have seen here, they are struggling finances. They have houses made of aluminium sheets. Yeah, that is how they are building their houses. And I can say it's quite dry on this side of this side that we are right now. It's quite dry. The road is very bumpy, potholes all over, but they are sealed. And where they are not sealed, sealing is going on. I'll try and show you a maintenance vehicle that is doing the sealing. You can see there is a pothole. That's another pothole there. So if I were to rate the roads that we have traveled so far, Remember, we are not yet back to Kenya. We are still in Namibia, but the roads that we have traveled so far, that is through Kenya, Tanzania, Zambia, Botswana, South Africa, Namibia. This is how I would rate them in terms of road being good. I would go with South Africa having the best and the perfect roads. Their roads are very wide, very wide. They have very wide roads. We are passing a place known as Kajara Mkane. The next town is Divundu, which is 85 kilometers from here. So I was rating the roads that I have passed so far. The first one would be South Africa. South African roads, I did not come across a single pothole, even in the rural areas. And don't tell me that we only drove in towns. If you have watched my previous videos, if you haven't, go back to my channel and watch the previous video. You're going to see, as we are coming from Cape Aguras, where we went to see the southern point of Africa, we traversed through some ranches, some farms, some villages, and those roads were good. Actually, those roads were the standards of the Kenya roads. That is what I would say. The rural roads in South Africa are of the standards of the Kenyan roads, except that even the rural roads in South Africa, they don't have huge Mount Kilimanjaro size bumps. They don't have those silly things. But in terms of the quality, in terms of the road width, that is how wide the road is, and the finished quality is the same as the quality in the Kenyan highways. But for the South African highways, especially the N highway with the prefix N, the standards are very high and they are very, very wide. Actually, they have something they call a rail line. The first time I entered there, I saw some lorries written, having a warning at the back that this lorry is not authorized to drive on the yellow line. So I was like, who drives on the yellow line? And the rules dictate that you're not supposed to drive on the yellow lane. So I'm like, who drives on the yellow lane? So I came to realize that since the roads there are very wide, you see the left-hand side of this Namibian road, it's painted yellow. Here in Southern Africa, they paint yellow at the end of the road. At the middle, they paint white. So the road shoulders, they have very wide road shoulders that are well tarmacked. That a whole lorry can actually drive past the yellow line. A whole lorry, like the one coming in front, can drive past the yellow lane. The road shoulders are so wide that you can add another lane. You can add another lane on that highway. So what happens when slow vehicles are driving, and or when slow vehicles are moving, and there's another fast moving car, the slow vehicle will move to the left to the yellow lane, and then it will allow the fast moving car to use the highway. That is in scenarios whereby the middle lane is continuous. Remember, in Southern African countries, people don't cross or people don't overtake on continuous white lane, whether there is police or not, whether there is surveillance or not. They have that discipline. All the drivers have that discipline. They don't cross or they don't overtake on a continuous white lane. So what they do, the truck drivers and other slow cars, they move to the left and drive on the load shoulder that is well tarmacked, that is very wide, the size of another lane. Actually, it's even wider than the lane here in Namibia, the one I'm driving on right now. It's even wider than this one. So that is where the lorry will shift. So I think that is why most companies have told their drivers, because it also comes with its own risk. Don't drive on the yellow lane, just maintain the highway. So I was rating, I would give South Africa number 1. I would give Kenya number 2. Apart from the bumps, if Kenya we didn't have those big bumps, it would be way closer to South Africa. But still, South Africa is way ahead. Number 3, I would give it to Botswana. Botswana has one of the best roads. The only thing maybe I would that would give it that would lower its marks is the town. The roads there are almost empty. I would say there are less people, and most roads go through forests, bushes. Like there are few people, very few people there. So I don't know, but in Kenya, everywhere you pass, there are people. Like every 10 kilometers, maximum 20 kilometers, there are people there. So that is one of the observations. But number 3, I would give it to, I've said is Botswana. Number 4, I would give it to Namibia, the one I'm driving on. Though it's not the best, but it's better than Zambia, because here, even if there are potholes, they are not as much. They are not as much as they are in Zambia. So I would give it number 4, and number 5, I would give it to Tanzania. Tanzania roads are also not that bad. The roads in Tanzania are not that bad also, except that they also have some bumps, though not common like in Kenya. And the roads, some sections are very good. Some sections of the highway are very good, as you saw in my previous videos, and some sections are very pathetic. So that is how I would rank all the roads of the countries that I have crossed so far. So far the journey is good. It's quite hot. It's quite hot here. Remember previously I had told you that Namibia was not hot as I expected, but currently as we are approaching Zambia, remember as we approach Zambia, we are heading towards the equator. As we are approaching towards the equator, the temperature increases. But as we head towards the Capricorn, or the southern part of Africa, the temperature was way cold. So this is the temperature. The temperature right now is 25 degrees Celsius. We have covered 134 kilometers since we left Rundu, and we are heading today. It's okay. It's not quite a long day, but we are having a border crossing at Sesheke. I hope it's going to be a smooth border crossing, just like the Kazungula border crossing. So guys, let's continue enjoying this video, and make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Thank you. can see there is a petrol station here. There is Shell, there is Total. So I told you guys, you don't have to worry about fuel, even if you have a small car and you don't want to do such a similar journey. Your car is going to handle. And there are very many hotels, as you can see, very many hotels. They are the one with the, is it, what kind of a shape is this? Trapezium. Looks like a square, but on one side is an angle. So those ones, they show hotels. So there is a border there, Mohembo border. That one goes all the way to, I think, Botswana. I'm not sure about that, because right now we are heading to Sesheke, the border to Zambia and this Republic of Namibia. So we are officially entering Bwabwata National Park. Bwabwata National Park. Bwabwata National Park. This is in Namibia. It's in Namibia. Bwabwata National Park. On my right, Bufaruko area. That is where you're supposed to enter if you want to go and see buffaloes. So let's enjoy this drive. We are likely to see, let's see if we can see some elephants. You can see the speed limit is 80 kilometers per hour. We have a warning for elephants crossing and other animals like the gazelle. You can see the signage there on the left hand side. So let's hope this is a journey, it's an adventure, and it's also some sort of a game drive. So it is 2 in 1. We are still inside the national park. We haven't come across a single animal, but I think they are not on the highway. Just like the Savo National Park, you can only see probably elephants and some zebras, but here so far we haven't seen a single animal inside this national park. Though I've seen some feces for elephants, so most likely they cross the road at night. Right now it's very hot. The temperature is 26 degrees Celsius, so it's very hot. Probably they are somewhere under a tree in a shade. That is why maybe they are not roaming on the road, because if it was maybe in the morning hours or in the evening hours, we could maybe come across some of the wild animals here. You see that sign there next to that lorry? It says no stopping. So when you see it, just make sure you don't stop. We are now exiting the national park. I think right now we are in a reserve. They're saying you reduce the speed because there's a stop sign there. There's a stop sign. I don't know whether they are police or they're just people. Although there is a police station that we've just passed. So here is a stop sign. Yes, so supposed to stop. So anyway, that's a stop sign I skipped. That is very wrong. It's very wrong. So guys, let's enjoy this drive. The speed now is back to 80. Yeah, it's back to 80. Let's continue with this journey. We are still in Namibia, though we are exiting Namibia today. You can see the neighborhood, as I was telling you. Here life is not that easy. It's quite a bit difficult, but despite that, people here are trying what they can to beat the poverty. Remember, the enemy is the poverty here, so they are trying. That is why you can see those two gentlemen there with 2 bulls. I think they are taking them to the slaughterhouse. As you can see, one is with a mudegi and the other one is with a bush, with a twist. What is the name? A twist? Twig. Is it a twig or a twist? To chase the 2 buffaloes. They're taking them to the slaughterhouse. So, and they are still doing maize farming. Maize farming here is common. We are still in the reserve of the national park, but we are out of the national. You can see the neighborhood there. They're having those mud hut, rounded huts. We used to have these ones in Kenya back in I think 1990 something, and by around 2000 I think we had eliminated such houses in Kenya. I don't know whether we still have some. I think some parts in Kwale County. Some parts in Kwale County in what is the name of that town? There is a town in Kwale. It's called what? If I remember that name, I'm going to let you know. It still has some of those houses still remaining. Kinango, yes, in Kwale Kinango, we still have such kind of houses. But in most part of Kenya, these houses, like in Mount Kenya, where I come from, late 1990s, those houses were all eliminated and people shifted to wood or timber. Others shifted to stone houses. So I would say poverty is an enemy, and everyone strives to eliminating poverty. So when you see someone is down or is not doing well, just know they are doing their best to try and come out of that situation. Like in this area, the main economic activity you can see is farming. Though my views, since the areas have a very big land, especially in the national park that is full of grass, people here should embrace livestock farming. They should embrace livestock farming. There's another guy here, another man with his kid. They have two of them there. They are from fetching water. They should embrace livestock farming. Even if you don't have enough resources to buy a whole flock, they can start with a calf, and then they can rear it up to that calf giving birth, and then increasing the stock or the flock gradually. So that is one of the ways maybe you can use to eliminate poverty, because there's no such major activity. There's no such major economic activities in this place. Farming is also doable, but this place is quite dry. It's quite dry. So farming, if you don't have irrigation, it may be difficult. It may be difficult because you may be limited to the number of times you can plant. Maybe once a year when they're experiencing long rainfall. So farming here without you can see they have a shortage of water. I've seen several women and men fetching water from far and trying to deliver the same water to their homestead. So those are some of the observations. Remember, we are nearing the border. We are at kilometer 288. Temperature is 27 degrees. So here's another sign. 80 kilometers per hour. Just reduce the speed, and I'm sure you'll get to where you are going. You don't have to always rush. You still get to your destination. See more neighbors on my left hand side with those huts. Even on my right hand side, like the one we are passing. So that is how people are living here. But also back in the city, still the city, it's somehow developed the Windhoek, but still a lot needs to be done. Anyway, we are in Africa, and we are growing. We are developing every day, and we are eliminating poverty. And sometimes the problem is with the leadership. So with the government, a lot of misappropriation of funds, a lot of theft, a lot of corruption. And if all of these empowerment schemes, plans by the government, if they are all put in place, I'm sure we can eradicate poverty in Africa. So we are like 300 kilometers to border crossing. There's a town called Kogora that is 120 kilometers from here. So we are hopeful to cross the border today and have a smooth border crossing. Remember, this is the second time we are entering Zambia. Our first time to enter Zambia was in Tunduma border. That is the border between Tanzania and Zambia. And I can tell you that experience was one hell of a border crossing. The worst border crossing ever. You have already seen that in my previous videos. If you haven't, go to my channel, Paul Havenfields, 3. Yeah, the video number 3 that we did from Mbeya to Mpika. Mbeya to Mpika. So this is another border crossing that we will get to. We are very much hopeful that it's going to be smooth, like the one between Zambia and Botswana, the Kazungula border. That was one of the best borders, well organized. They have beautiful gates there, beautiful immigration offices that are up to international standards, and the process there was quite smooth. Though while we were entering to Zambia, to Botswana from Zambia, we had the checkpoint there was at the immigrations, no, at the customs. The checkpoint there was intense. Actually, that was the first time we had an intense checkpoint, because we had to remove everything in the car, all our belongings, and they had to go through those that they could not see with their eyes. They had to go through the X-ray machines to make sure we have not carried any contraband to Botswana. So anyway, it's a safety precaution for Botswana, but that was the only border that we were frisked, that they took the border crossing very serious. But all the other border crossing, just the normal. The first thing you do, you go to passport control. That is the immigrations. That is where you, like right now in the border that we are using, which is Sesheke. The first step, this is if you want to, actually you don't need an agent to do the border clearing. You can do it yourself. It's quite easy. The second border we did, that was Tunduma. We used an agent that really messed us up. That agent messed everything. But you can do it yourself. It's very simple. Here is a procedure. Just note somewhere so that next time if you want to do such a similar trip, you can be able to do that. So first thing, you arrive at the border. So you are going to go to the departure in the immigrations. That is where you are going to depart the country you are in. Like right now we are in Namibia, so we shall go to the departure of Namibian side. Once we are there, we are going to give out our passports. They are going to be stamped as exit. They are going to be stamped departure or simply exit. We exit. Then from there, once they are stamped, we are going to go to customs. Customs, there are some documents, the one that we are given while you are entering the country. You are going to hand them over there. If you have anything that you need to declare, if you are a foreigner like us Kenyans, you're not supposed to pay tax here in a foreign country. So you can claim your tax. You can get your tax relief. You can claim all the amount you have paid. Like in our case, you have paid taxes in accommodation, in foods, in fuels, and in everything else that we have paid. We have paid the taxes. But since we are expatriates, we are entitled to tax refunds. But this is Africa, and in most refund cases, it's always a back and forth. It's a back and forth procedure. So we are trying to avoid that in order to save time. And probably you'll get like 300 Namibian dollars as a tax refund. It's not worth the time you're going to waste there and all the bureaucracy that you're going to follow before you get your money. So we just prefer to let it slip and go. But if you have time, you can claim your taxes back. Then from there you go to the police department. This one, they are supposed to clear you to make sure if you have not been reported of any wrongdoing while in the country, they're supposed to give you that clearance. If they give you that clearance, now you proceed. You are clear to exit Namibia. Now you go to the arrival of Zambia, the arrival department. Still the same process. You start with the immigrations. They are going to stamp your passport, and in some instances they may ask you where you are going, where you're going to spend the night. So just have that in hand, where you're going to spend the night. you can use the booking.com. Booking.com, you don't have to pay. You can book reservations without having to make payments. So use booking.com, have your reservations, know the number of days you're going to be in the country. Remember, for a Kenyan in Zambia, I have 30 days visa free, but be sure they're not going to give you 30 days. They're not going to give you 30 days, so especially if it is your first time entering. So just have a specific period that you are going to be in that country. And if you are not sure, if you are transiting like we are doing, you can just tell them you've been in Zambia for 7 days. They're going to give you an entry of 7 days, visa free entry of 7 days, that you will be allowed to be in that country. Then within the period that is written on the passport, just make sure you exit the country before expiry, because if that period expires at the border, you're going to have issues and they are going to fine you. You're going to pay a certain fine or a penalty for the days that you extended. So adhere to that. And if you know you're going to spend more days, let them know. It is not a crime to let them know you're going to spend 1 month, 2 months in Zambia, and tell them what you're going to do. They may ask you the itinerary, what you're going to do, where you're going. They may even ask you, sometimes they may ask you if you have the enough finances to finance you while inside the country. Okay, so have that in mind. Then after that, there's also the health. I forgot the health department. You start with the health department. This is where you present. If you are from Africa, you must present the yellow card, the yellow fever card. But in some countries like in Botswana, entering Botswana, South Africa, entering Namibia, we were not required to produce the yellow card. But while we were entering Zambia in Tanzania, that is in Dodoma, we were required to produce that document. And actually, they demanded that you must have the cholera and the typhoid vaccine on top of that. So that is simply the process. I'll do another video, separate video, explaining every detail about the process. Then from there you proceed to the customs, Zambia customs. Zambia customs, there you'll do a lot of things. You spend a lot of money there, because you have to go to the Interpol, you have to go to the council. You can see you have some ostriches. These ones are very big ostriches. Very big ostriches there. So in Zambia, there are some additional processes. You'll have to go to the Interpol. They are supposed to stamp your logbook to confirm that the car is not reported stolen anywhere in the world, and to confirm if it's the correct car. They also come to the car, inspect the car, check the VIN or the chassis number, confirm if everything is as it is written on the logbook or on your car title, as they call it in some countries. So that is that. Then you go to the council, you pay some levy for the council. Then you go to road levy, you pay for it. Then you go to the carbon tax, you pay for it. Then from there you go to the custom, and they give you the paper, the temporary papers to use your car in the Zambian roads. So that process is going to cost you money. It's going to cost you money. So if you are from Kenya, prepare with something around from 5,000 to 10,000, depending on who you meet there, and depending on whether you're just going to pay direct or they will demand for some bribes. If they don't demand for some bribes, around 5,000, 6,000 will be enough to pay for all those charges. So with that, you are cleared and you are officially and legally allowed to be in Zambia for the number of days that are written on your passport. Then make sure you have insurance. It's very important. I'll do another separate video, as I told you, explaining every step by step, every detail that you really need, so that when you want to do such a similar trip, you can have it as smooth as eating ice cream. So guys, make sure you subscribe, and let's continue enjoying this trip together. We are still in the national park, so here and there we may spot a wild animal. We have only managed to spot the ostriches. I didn't take a good video of them, because we are recording this video. But if you were not recording this video, we would have taken a proper video of it. But if you want to see more videos of wild animals, go to my channel. There's a video I did of Amboseli National Park. I captured most of the animals and I have explained much in details and have brought those animals up close so that you can be able to see them in more details. 400 kilometers covered so far. So we are currently at Katima Mulilo. Yes, Katima Mulilo. So this is a way bridge on my left hand side. We are actually like 11 kilometers to the border. You can see we have beautiful hotels here. We have fast food. We are now approaching Zambia. Zambia is full of fast foods, especially Hungry Lion. You can see one there on my left hand side near Shell. There is Shell petrol station. There is a engine on my right hand. On my left hand there is a Shell with a Hungry Lion on the left hand side. On the right hand side, engine. From my observation, fuel at engine, it has more customers. I don't know whether you can see, it's very busy. It has very many customers. That is something positive coming from engine in these southern African countries. So let's enjoy this journey. We are now headed to the border. We are prayerful and very hopeful that we shall have a smooth border crossing.
In 400 meters, turn left to stay on
you're supposed to turn left to Zambia. I've seen a signage there that says you turn left to Zambia border. But here there is a shopping center. Remember what I told you, my friend? There's even a guest house. There's even Total petrol station ahead there. So what I told you, my good people, is that don't fear. Even if your car has a small fuel capacity, don't worry. Okay, don't worry, you just come. Okay, we have the Bukaro Goma border. It's on the right hand side. Goma is Congo, so that one is going to Congo. The one that we are heading is Wenera border. We're heading to Wenera border. This one heads to Zambia. You can see, just show them here. Wenera border. This one goes to Zambia. The other border on my right hand side was going to Goma. Goma is in Congo. Goma is that region in Congo that there were some fights. You saw them online, the civil war. So it's in Goma. And there was also some volcanoes. There was a mountain there that had a volcano. I think either last year, but one, and it displaced so many people. So in short, what I'm saying, even if you have a small car, you can manage it as long as your car can do 500 kilometers in one tank. You can do this, and you don't need an extra mtungi, an extra jerrycan for the fuel. You don't need. Okay, so let's enjoy this road trip, and as we get to the border, I'll tell you the experience after we cross the border. Because in most cases in borders, they don't like cameras. They even have those signages there. No cameras allowed in the immigrations. They don't like that. So we are going to respect that. Even in Kenya also, on in the immigration offices, they don't like cameras. So we're going to keep our cameras dark. Then after there, we're going to light them up, and we'll tell you the experience after we close the border. Thank you. We are at the border, KATIMA MULILO border post. You can see KATIMA MULILO border post. Here is a parking. I don't know whether you're going to get parking here. So let's look for parking and see if we can enter Zambia. Three hours now and still counting. This is Zambia border, entering Zambia. Frustrated.
I look for you when I come to Kenya.
Yeah?
I look for you when I come to Kenya. You are fire.
Hey, you are fire. So guys, we are done after 4 hours here at the border, entering Zambia. What is the name of the border?
It's literally my what? KATIMA MULILO.
KATIMA MULILO. So we are done after wasting us close to 5 hours. We arrived here at 2 p.m. Now is the time we are done. What is the time? Time right now is